Hello everyone, this is Genius Yoshi, and today we are playing with the Lucky Dime. The Lucky Dime is a super expensive, uninkable item that allows you to pay to and gain lore pips equal to the lore on your character with the most lore. Okay. Well, we're going to be playing 3 copies because, well, it's uninkable and super expensive. Hopefully we'll draw into it and we'll put enough card draw in our deck to reach it most of the games. Okay, so first question is, what are the characters with the most lore that we can get? Ideally without being too expensive. Well, there's 2 pips, 2 pips, 3 pips. And then there's Tamatoa, N pips. So we can get as many pips as we have items in play, and Lucky Dime's an item itself, so we'll get at least a +1 off of Lucky Dime. So Tamatoa can reach pretty high numbers of lore. Another card, if you haven't forgotten her, a sensation from the first chapter, Belle, Strange but Special. Once you have 10 cards in your ink pool, which we want a lot of ink anyways for the Lucky Dime, she quests for 5. So we can use Lucky Dime, boom, get 5 lore immediately, for the small cost of 7 plus monthly payments of 2. So we now have Belle, Tamatoa are the 2 targets for the Lucky Dime. Well, what's next? Well, if we're gonna be playing a Lucky Dime combo deck, we might as well bring it to the extreme with Audrey, Ramirez, 2/5 engineer. She has ward, but whenever she quests, you can ready one of your items. So what's better than Lucky Diming on a 5-pip Belle? Doing it twice. And Audrey Ramirez allows us to do that as long as we have the necessary ink. And she doesn't have ink. Her ink is dry. Something sickness is gone. So we have our payoffs, we have our combo, but they're expensive cards. Okay, so we need to reach high amounts of lore so that we can trigger Belle. We can play the Lucky Dime, we can play the Tamatoa. We need a significant amount of items so that we can get Tamatoa to a reasonable amount of pips of lore. Alright. So if we want to ramp fast and we want to have a lot of items, well, we're going to have to concede a little bit some things. And in the case of this deck, we're going to concede to early questers, so hard aggro decks, let's forget about it. We're going to lose these matchups. Let's try to make our core strategy as solid as possible against the other decks in the metagame. So, if we want a lot of lore, what can we do? Well, there is this little card here that I really like. How Far I'll Go. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, draw one, and ink the other one. Okay. I like that because, well, we need card draw because we need to have the resources to keep on inking. And this also inks a card. But having a 4 singer for it is quite a pain. And it's oftentimes too late when we get there. But one thing that we can do is we have Sebastian, the forgotten singer from the first chapter, who's a singer 4. And now we've gotten Miss Bianca, who's also a singer 4. So we have redundant 4 singers that we can put in our deck. So between Miss Bianca and Sebastian, we should be able to sing How Far I'll Go starting on turn 3 for essentially free. Well, we're paying the same cost. Okay. Well, if we're going to be doing that, singing a song that early, Mama Odie seems like the perfect fit. So the perfect curve kind of goes turn 2 Miss Bianca, turn 3 Mama Odie, and then we sing How Far I'll Go. We ink from Mama Odie, we ink from How Far I'll Go, and we draw a card to replace it. It's a very powerful ramping move if we can pull it off. So if we're playing Mama Odie, we're also committing to playing some songs. And now we're committed to playing songs and items, which is pulling our deck in the 2 directions. And can we make it work? Well, let's kind of start putting the best of each and see what gets squished in the middle. So we're going to be playing a full playset of Pawpsicle, because it's the best item in the game, and well, why play anything else? We're going to be playing 4 copies of Magic Golden Flower because we want cheap items to enable Tamatoa, and so that they don't cost too much. And we're going to be playing some Fishbone Quills. Let's play 3 of those. So now we have 8, 11, 14 items. It's probably good enough. Also, Tamatoa picks up these items from the discard pile. So items that sacrifice themselves like Magic Golden Flower and Pawpsicle are pretty great. But we also want cards, and if we're playing items, we're almost assuredly playing the king of items because he hoards them all in his toy store, Mr. Hiram Flaversham. So now we're turning our item synergies into card draw, and Fishbone Quill allows us to turn it into ink. Some nice synergies there. Now we have to look at our songs aspect. Let's look at what's available in terms of songs. Classification, song, show results. What do we have? What do we have? Well, we have access to 1 jump ahead. We said we wanted ramp. Let's ramp. So I'll play, let me double check, 4 copies of 1 jump ahead. So we have our 2 ramping songs. So with Mama Audrey, these are double ramps for double success. We'll also be playing a full playset of Bare Necessities because it's hand disruption, it's extremely powerful. It's at top of my top 10 list. Oops, that's a spoiler. Well, you don't know what the other 9 cards are if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it, at the end of this video, go watch my top 10 list. And yes, songs. Let It Go gives us a little bit of removal option. We'll be playing 2 copies, bringing our list to 56, as we're now looking to just wrap up our list. While we're playing songs, we're playing items. If we look, we have our 2 drops pretty much set. Our 4 drops are all set. You could use a 5 or higher, or you can use a 3. And since we're playing so many songs and we want card advantage, there's another 4 singer. That's actually a 5 singer. Ariel, the spectacular singer, which will round out our list. And this is it. This is the Lucky Dime combo deck. And now, as you're all waiting, let's see it in action with some games. We're playing Lucky Dime against Steel Amber. What do we get? Fishbone Quill, Let It Go, second Quill. How Far I'll Go, one of our key cards with a Sebastian. Well, I'll send back a Fishbone Quill and 1 How Far I'll Go and hope for a Mama Odie. That would complete our combo. Golden Flower in the second Pawpsicle. Decent. It's going to allow us to play the mass Pawpsicle approach. So pop number 1, draw a card, another How Far I'll Go. Perfectly acceptable. Opponent goes for Robin on turn 2, giving us a bit of breathing room here. So we'll send a Sebastian to the ink pile and land 1 in play. Sebastian, just 2/2 singer 4. Mostly for How Far I'll Go. No, opponent plays their own singer with Ariel, the spectacular singer. Does our opponent find anything? Opponent doesn't. Finds Let the Storm Rage On. And storms take out crabs quite effectively. That's alright, because Sebastian will have served its purpose. How Far I'll Go, we'll pick up a Hiram Flaversham. And here we can ink our Fishbone Quill. And land our own copy of Ariel. Spectacular singing. And we find an How Far I'll Go. It's a nice pickup. Setting up for more ramp. Gotta sing that ramp. how far I'll go. Just draw a card, ink a card. It's a good deal. It's free inking. Only costs you 4 ink, which is quite a bit, I must say. Opponent lands a small Tinkerbell, getting ready to shift, and sings he grab your sword. Alright. Opponent's serious about their songs. So we find a lucky dime. Alright, well, our Ariel's going to sing us another How Far I'll Go. We'll pick up, Bare Necessities. I'm afraid of our opponent having a whole new world at just resetting the board. And we have some good stuff going on. So I'll pick up the Bare Necessities. I want to land Flaversham. But if I am going to play the Bare Necessities, it needs to be now. Opponent has another Grab Your Sword and Let the Storm Rage On. I'm not too afraid of Grab Your Sword, and I don't really want to give our opponent more cards, so I'll take out Let the Storm Rage On. Which unfortunately leaves us in an awkward place ink-wise. We'll play a Pawpsicle, see if we can find an inkable. Find a second Belle. Belle to the ink. And opponent's likely to land a Tinkerbell. I'll just keep the Pawpsicles. Flaversham needs his snacks. So opponent should shift Tinkerbell, I imagine. Unless they picked up something fantastic off that top deck. Tinkerbell it is. It's a prime target for Let It Go. But we know our opponent only has a Grab Your Sword and a mysterious top deck in hand. Cinderella? Okay. So we can afford to spend some time to do whatever we want, really. So let's Flaversham, draw some more cards. Golden Flower and a Fishbone Quill. We can send the Quill away and try to find something off that Ariel. Find Bare Necessities, which will essentially force out that Grab Your Sword. Which I'm okay with. Our board is quite resilient to Grab Your Sword here. So we've drawn it out just by picking up the Bare Necessities. Opponent quests for 4. We find Audrey Ramirez, which is a very nice pickup here. We can go Belle Ramirez, which seems pretty strong. Belle will ink our Bare Necessities. We don't need it anymore. We can ink that magic golden flower. Land Ramirez. Now we do have one lucky dime. We can go 2, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or one short. We are one short. So maybe I just sing How Far I'll Go, quest with Flaversham, eat a Pawpsicle, or maybe I take out Tinkerbell. Yeah, Tinkerbell's a problem. Let's eat our Pawpsicle first, see what we draw. Draw 2, another Flaversham and one jump ahead, and we'll sing our Let It Go. Goodbye, Tinkerbell. You are scary. And we'll pass the turn back to our opponent. Now that we have Ramirez, we have the ability to double trigger the lucky dime. As long as we have enough inkables, which we currently do not. There's always the next card. And eventually our opponent's going to run out of removal spell. Strength for Raging Fire. Opponent's planning on punching through Flaversham, I think. Alright, the opponent's going to wipe out all the characters we have that are exerted. And live to tell the tale with both his characters. Ah! It's a one jump ahead, which is not what we want. Can ink our Flaversham. And Belle suddenly quests for 5. Go for a Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime trigger for 5. And that's it. Can you stop us? I mean, I'm 1 ink short from activating Ramirez and getting a second trigger on the Lucky Dime. And the opponent would need very specific removal to deal with our board. They don't have it. Lucky Dime for 5. Belle for 5. Ramirez for 2. Trigger ready to Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime for 5. Bing bang. Lucky Dime victory off of Belle. That was great. We are playing Lucky Dime against Emerald Steel. Let's see what we have. Tamatoa, Magic Golden Flower. How Far I'll Go, which is a pretty good one. A pair of 1 jumps ahead. We'll cycle the 1 jump ahead, and I'll keep 1 Golden Flower and 1 Tamatoa. Hopefully we're going to get either Sebastian or Miss Bianca to set up How Far I'll Go. We don't find it. We do find a second copy of 1 Jump Ahead, and that's going to help us. Well, let's open things with a Pawpsicle. Good old draw card, and we find a Lucky Dime. Hopefully it's going to bring us luck in this game. Lucky Dime into Tamatoa. That's our game plan. In turn 2, we're going to have to just hardcast a 1 Jump Ahead. Although we can always set up a Mama Odie. And to double cast 1 Jump Ahead off How Far I'll Go. I just hate wasting a turn 2 like that. We can ink one of our Tamatoas. Alright, we'll try. Let's just 1 Jump Ahead. I'll set up a turn 3 Mama Audi on the draw. Ooh, opponent has a Benja. That is quite scary. Goodbye, Pawpsicle. Well, at least it's not our Lucky Dime. Gonna ink our Fishbone Quill. We don't really need it. Actually, at this point, I think I'd rather play Ariel this turn. The next turn, Mama Odie, and we'll sing our song. Do whiff on the Ariel trigger, unfortunately. Ariel does allow us to look at the top 4 cards of our deck and try to pick up a good song. Well, any song, but ideally a good one, and put it into our hand. Opponent resolves Robin Hood. And Benja goes to challenge as well. Alright. Well, it's time to start ramping seriously. Mama Audi will enter play. Whenever we cast a song, Mama Audi allows us to put a card from the top of our deck into our ink pool, which is what we intend on doing. And we intend to see how far we'll go. So Ariel, with her Singer 5, can sing it. Get to pick up either a Pawpsicle or Sebastian. They're both quite interesting here. Here, what do we do? Do we ink Belle? I think we go for the Pawpsicle. Try to set up the bigger Tamatoa. Mama Audrey triggers. We're already at 6 ink. Land our Pawpsicle. Pick up a magic golden flower. That's going to go straight to the ink. And 7 to 4 ink count. We're going far with how far I'll go. Triggering Mama Audrey. It's like 2 jumps ahead and a draw card. Card advantage in form of ink. Of course, Robin says, no, you don't get to sing that again. And gains 2 lore at the same time. Opponent also lands a Floodborn Beast, as we find a copy of Miss Bianca. Now things are interesting. I think we want to send Miss Bianca and Belle on the battlefield. The other option is to land our Tamatoa and pick up a Pawpsicle for next turn. Could also just hardcast how far you'll go, pick up a card, ink Miss Bianca, land a Belle. It's interesting. Lots of options here. I think we want to just resolve more stuff. Or Tamatoa. Tamatoa does allow us to pressure the board. And maybe that's what we need right now. And the opponent is Steel Emerald, so there's not that much removal our opponent can do. So let's go with Tamatoa. Pick back up a Pawpsicle, and pass the turn back to our opponent. Opponent who's drawing a lot of cards. Can our crazy crab win us the game? Sheriff. And does the opponent go to quest with the squad? Benja comes to quest. Robin does too. Opponent goes Captain Hook. Threatening lethal next turn. We can go double Belle. Double Belle. Is that good enough? Double Belle, we can ink 2 cards, play the Pawpsicle, bring Tamatoa to 3, so next turn we 5, 10, 13, and then with the Lucky Dime, yeah, we have to take out one of these threats. That is a given. Probably not Robin. So the Benja should go. Then we can land a double Belle. Let's go for that. Tamatoa. The Bells of the Ball. I do think we need the quested Mama Audrey here. We need a double ink next turn, but we do have the double Belle, so that's fine. I do need to land the Pawpsicle. Whew, this is going to be close. As the board stands 12 to 1. Of course, if the opponent has something like a double grab your sword, we're in no shape to win this game. There's a lot of stuff our opponent can have that just puts us in a bad spot. And we need to draw a whole lot of inkables. Opponent's going to go for the kill on Tamatoa, which is alright. We're getting some time. Opponent can quest for 3 on board, which is a lot less threatening. Picks up a card off of Robin. And we no longer care about our Pawpsicle on battlefield. Opponent wants to take out Mama Audrey. Okay, opponent goes to quest. Which means we need to take out a beast. And to take out beast, we need to swing with all our bells. Which is a bit of a shame. Can swing at the beast with everything. Ink both our cards. Crack a Pawpsicle to heal. Play the Lucky Dime. And Lucky Dime for 5. That's an option. No, that's not good enough. We still need to take care of the sheriff. Alright, so we need to pick up something. Let's play the Pawpsicle. See what we can draw. Audrey, Ramirez. I think we need to let it go. But we don't have anything to sing it. Alright, well, we'll just double ink. Show off our move. Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime trigger. Gonna quest for 5. 10 with Belle. 15 with Belle. 16 with Mama Audrey. And we'll pass the turn back to our opponent. Just weren't quite fast enough. We needed Tamatoa to survive. Our opponent was wise and decided to take it out. Opponent is figuring out which beast to activate first. Does not matter, as we'll give our opponent the satisfaction of questing for game after we've had a turn to quest for 16, which I'm happy with. Just missing a little bit of speed. We're playing Lucky Dime against Amber Amethyst. Smells like an aggro matchup. We have Mama Audrey, How Far I'll Go, and Sebastian. So we have the Wombo combo in the opening hand. Can keep the rest for ink ability. Maybe even turn 1 Magic Golden Flower. That sounds delicious. And we get to go first. Well, let's start by inking Sebastian. We can land early Magic Golden Flower and pass the turn back to our opponent. He's got some pretty snazzy card back going on. Maleficent. So the opponent is indeed playing an aggro variant. Find Pawpsicle. So we'll ink our Fishbone Quill. Sebastian or Bianca, both the same, but let's play Bianca. She's got a bit more style. And she's from the new set, Into the Inklands. Miss Bianca, just a casual 4-singer. The opponent lands a Simba, protecting Miss Maleficent from our shenanigans. We're going to ink Sebastian and go for the fun stuff. Mama Audrey comes into play. And we get to sing How Far I'll Go. With Miss Bianca, we draw a card, we ink 2, and we draw into a Flaversham. That's pretty nice. And that'll end our turn. But aggro's a hard matchup for us. We did get pretty much the perfect opening, though. I mean, if this would have been Pawpsicle instead, would have been perfect. So we've got a ton of ink. Opponent lands a Forbidden Mountain, as well as Neverland. So it's all-out aggro war from our opponent. Find another Mama Audrey. That's not what we need right now. Start by playing our Flaversham. Eat our Magic Golden Flower. Pick up 2 cards. Find another How Far I'll Go. So we'll sing that. Miss Bianca again. We can draw one jump ahead, which just gives us insane ramp. Let's go for that. Ink one, ink one. Now we'll sing one jump ahead off of Mama Audie. 2 more cards to the ink. And let's land Pawpsicle. Now we need stuff. Bare Necessities? Alright, well, we'll ink our Magic Golden Flower. Give us another draw off of the Pawpsicle. When we find Tamatoa, which is pretty nice. I mean, 10 ink, turn 4? I'd say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ironically, it might not be enough, but it's pretty good. Queen's Castle gets inked by our opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and Neverland. We just don't have the power to go through all of that. Well, we need to play some aggressive stuff now. We need to take out Simba, and then take out Maleficent. So, Ms. Bianca, you've done your job. Go hit Simba. Take out Simba. Take out Maleficent. So the opponent quests for a lot less. And I can pick up the Magic Golden Flower back, so Tamatoa is going to pick that up. And we'll end Miss Bianca for her aggro style. And I'll keep the Magic Golden Flower for now. Question is, do we heal? Nah. Opponents at 14. We haven't begun questing yet. Queen's Castle comes in. He's 7 drop. Alright, well, let's hardcast Bare Necessities. Actually, yeah, I should have played Mama Audie first. We find the friends on the other side, so that's a good hit. We can keep on inking. We'll play Mama Audie as an aggro beater. My castle is 7. These ones are 1, so we have to take out the Queen's Castle. 5 from Tamatoa, 2 from Bianca. And we still have a ton of ink. So let's play a Magic Golden Flower and eat it with Flaversham. Probably should have done that earlier. So we pick up another Bare Necessities and Let It Go. Well, Let It Go is at least something to take out threats. And we'll poke at one of the Neverlands. We can hardcast another Bare Necessities just for more ink. Let's go to 13 ink. Do we cast the other one? I mean, the opponent could find another friends on the other side. What could we draw that would require more ink? Yeah, let's play the other one. More cards to the ink pool. Mama Audie doing her stuff, and we'll pass the turn. And we have a lot of stuff to take out. And a little piglet. Found Lucky Dime. So we can play Lucky Dime. And that gives our Tamatoa... It gives us 4 off of Tamatoa. I'm going to activate it, targeting Tamatoa, so let's gain 4 lore off of our item. Now we need to destroy 3 of those and take out Piglet. So we can take out Piglet with Let It Go. There you go. Goodbye, Piglet. Mama Audie triggers. 17 ink, starting to run out of cards. Have 4. No, we can't take them all out. Gonna try, and we're gonna fail. Because math. We do come close. I mean, one more turn, and next turn we can go double 4 off of the Tamatoas. But it's not enough. Aggro gets us. We got close. And that was a fun one. We got to 17 ink in, what, 7 turns? That's Mama Audie. We're playing against the infamous Ruby Amethyst with our Lucky Dime deck. Are we going to be lucky enough to take out that monstrosity of a deck? Only one way to find out. We have too many Singer 4s. Gonna keep our Flaversham, keep one Miss Bianca, and mulligan the rest. Find Ariel, how far it'll go. Perfect. Belle, Bare Necessities, Golden Flower. What a hand. What a hand. Gonna start by inking our Belle. Just not really what we want here. Turn 1 Flower, turn 2 Bianca. Oh, might as well just resolve our Magic Golden Flower right away. Setting up our Flaversham. All I need is to draw some Inkables, because I don't really want to sacrifice any of these cards. Ms. Bianca. Just redundancy for Sebastian. And now we do have a powerful 4-drop song. And how far I'll go. Find another Ms. Bianca. This one bites the dust. As we land, Ms. Bianca, Rescue Aid Society Agent. Very cool Secret Agent mouse. Let's see what our opponent does in response. Olaf. Opponent is going with 1-1s, 1-3s. Oh, it calls me. Interesting. And let the questing begin. We don't overly care for that Sebastian, so it's going straight to the ink. And we get to land our mighty song. Ideally, if we had a Mama Audie, it'd be perfect. But we rarely have the perfect hand. But that's okay. I'll sing how far I'll go. We got to pick up 1 jump ahead or a lucky dime. The dime is tempting here, as it is one of our combo pieces. I think we're going to pick up the dime. Inking a card, and then Ariel's going to pick up nothing. A whiff off of the mermaid. That's okay. We're at 5 lore right now. 5 ink. 0 lore. Really need to stop I need to start untangling these things in my Yoshi brain. Ink, lore. Ink, lore. Of course, you can't see where I'm pointing. Opponent takes out Miss Bianca with a poke from Minnie and a carrot throw from Olaf. And that's why the 1-3s are better than 2-2s. Among other reasons. Of course, now Ariel can bring out her mermaid combat gloves. Pongo goes into the ink. And Agrabah joins the fray. Gonna use Mr. Flaversham to draw some cards. Good old Toymaker, still as potent as he's always been. Picking up a Mama Odie as well as a Fishbone Quill. Gonna ink a second copy of Flaversham. And Ariel's going to poke at Olaf. Look at that smirk on his face. Let's wipe that out. Then pass the turn back. Agrabah is a little problematic for our deck. We don't really have good ways to poke at it. And our favorite Toymaker just has 1 power. He's tough, but not particularly offensive. Madam Fox comes in, brings back Minnie so that she can be inked, and the fox goes for a little snack on our mermaid friend. Madam Fox doing her thing. Opponent inks a Maleficent. And lands a Mini yet again. Alright, we find Let It Go, which is not really what we want. We can go Audie, Fishbone Quill, draw some cards. Alright, let's start with that. Fishbone Quill. Let's eat it with Flaversham. And exchange it for 2 cards. We find How Far I'll Go and another copy of Bare Necessities. Gonna ink one of those copies and land Mama Audie. Mama Audie, probably my favorite. A new Sapphire card. She ramps like there's no tomorrow. It's better if I look for her into the Inklands. Mama Audie. Also, the artwork looks fantastic. Just casting spells, circles all around. Not sure what that snake is. She kind of looks like a cook. Opponent lands friends on the other side using Madam Fox. I'm half expecting a second Madam Fox to take her place. It's a crab. Crab's going to give nice punching power to that Minnie Mouse. Not enough to take out Flaversham, though. Jolly Roger. Opponent wants to give haste to them pirates. So our opponent is location heavy. Trying out some text with a classic ruby amethyst shell. Alright, well we can do some stuff. Well, we're gonna sing some songs. How Far I'll Go. Flaversham? Didn't know it, but you're a singer too. We find another copy of Mama Audie. That'll pick up. We ink a card thanks to Mama Audie. We ink a card thanks to our song. Let's go for a second copy of Mama Audie. And I mean, at this point, we can hardcast Bare Necessities. Hardcast. Find Queen's Castle or Dragonfire. Now, opponent also has a Merlin bunny in hand. I don't really want to leave the Dragonfire because that can take out our Tamatoa. But Queen's Castle is probably more problematic. Let's remove the Queen's Castle. And we double ink thanks to the Mama Audie. Up to 10 ink. And we can take out Madam Fox. Or we just leave it. No, let's just leave her. It's always to combat or not to combat. You can also start questing with Mama Audies at some point. Opponent decides to go with Merlin the bunny. We took out the threat, but that means that our opponent still has the Dragonfire. which can potentially take out our Tamatoa. And most likely will if we decide to play it. We can pick up a magic golden flower off of it. As Merlin Crab goes to take out our threat, we find another lucky dime. 2 lucky dimes are too many. They're just playing it into a removal spell. And here's where we're just out of card draw. Could generate more ink, more effects. Can also set up a double lucky dime turn, but that's not useful. Tamatoa lucky dime, still not great. I think we just have to land the Tamatoa. Running straight into Dragonfire. But at least we have a magic golden flower. And let's take out Minnie Mouse. But we don't have enough pressure. And we know the opponent has just the right answer. So it's just not going to cut it. And the opponent's still on 4 ink. Facing our 10. Dragonfire, as expected, takes out our giant crab. And that'll be all. I'm not sure what we can draw that gets us out of it. But both Merlins should take out the Mama Audies. And we find another lucky dime. That's too many dimes, not enough action, and we'll concede at this point. I hope that you've enjoyed this video featuring Lucky Dime that actually came in to be quite relevant, and we got some pretty goofy synergies, especially in game 1 where we actually got to Audrey Ramirez the Lucky Dime on a Belle for, I think it was a 16 lore in 1 turn. Pretty amazing. We've also seen Mama Odie do ridiculous things, like ramping us to 17 ink in 7 turns or something like that. The deck can do crazy things, and it's a lot of fun to play. I'd encourage you to take it to your casual gaming night, or just try it out on Pixelborn. Of course, the deck struggles against aggressive decks, but that's not the point. We're trying to play a combo, we're trying to have fun, we're trying to do ridiculous things that are now enabled in Lorcana. And I hope you've had a great time watching them in action. Don't forget to like the video and put a comment below telling me whether you're going to be trying Lucky Dime or not, or whether you'd prefer if it was a lucky penny or a lucky 25 cents. Well, let me know in the comments below which piece of money you'd like to have a lucky card out of, and I will see you next time.